All right, guys, welcome back to the channel, man. Thanks for everybody tuning in once again. As you guys can see, we did get our hybrid racing shift box in very recently to put in the MR2, and now we'll have to actually bolt this thing in. I did mention previously that we actually, Hucks Racing, Eric Hucks from there, just created this brand new flat plate that you can put on there with the hybrid racing shift box. So today I'm gonna show you guys how to transfer that over and install it into the car. All right, there's new products here. This is the new Eric Hucks Racing shift box, hucksracing.com. This is not sponsored, guys, just a great product. I'm super pumped up. Normally, when you install these shift boxes right here, basically you'd have to drill into the body and you'd have to put a little rivet in there so you could actually get a screw on there, just completely custom. Right now with that, but it obviously sits super high. And because this back section sits so high as well, the armrest where you put your arm, obviously, you have to cut out, and you have to cut out a big portion of it. And actually just, I don't know, it just doesn't look that great. That was the plan that I was doing. Obviously, there's no other solution, but he just came out with this brand new shift box, bringing it down 2 inches, and it seems like with the armrest on there, because I did pre-fit this, that it clears it completely. So, knock on wood, after we get it in, we're gonna double check that fitment, but super excited about that. Now, to do this job, you could kind of get away maybe with the stock original bolts that went down on the regular shift box, but the problem is it has these little spacers, and because of that, these are extra long. So I went out and sourced out at Ace Hardware just some shorter ones, okay? So these are M8 125s. That's the size you need to get. M8 125s, and these are gonna be the 20 length, okay? So I did that. So I just had nice hardware with a little Allen key. I did a lock washer on the backside over there, same deal, the M8 style, and we'll be able to crank those down in a second to bolt this thing down. You're just gonna be replacing these ones right here. And again, I just didn't want them as long. It's not that it's gonna bottom out, it's just that the other ones are so ridiculous, there's just no need for it, and I wanted to get nicer hardware to begin with. And on top of that, this 3 right here, this will fit here, here, and here, but back here, if you can imagine, when it goes down, ends up smashing into that with the washer, and that was a no-go. So we wanted to go out and get brand new hardware. Okay, so my personal Allen key over here for my new hardware I got is going to be a 6mm Allen key. You're also gonna need a 5mm so you can disconnect this little portion right here. And then the main one you need a 4mm Allen key to actually take out the Allen key bolt on all 4 corners. Now in a second, I'll move this stuff out of the way and I'll set you guys down. But basically, you're just gonna be taking out these 4 Allen keys to be able to transfer that from here to here. Now there is a spring inside of this, okay? So it is spring loaded. You'll be able to take a couple out and then you'll realize there's gonna be pressure trying to take the other ones out. So you're gonna be wanting to grab the whole console here and push down on it as you're taking out some of those last ones especially, so you're not messing up the threads. And after that, there'll be a spring under there. Don't worry, just make sure you have it going the correct way and you'll be able to take it and we're gonna move it right over here, which I'll show you, and then we'll bolt it right back down with some pressure. So first thing I'm gonna wanna do is go ahead and loosen up this 5mm, because if you try to take off these Allen key bolts, as you're spinning it, you're gonna keep getting very close to scratching this up, which you don't wanna do. Now with a lot more clearance, you can start loosening these all up. Okay, so as I mentioned, there is a spring right here, so this is spring loaded. So you're gonna have to put some pressure on top of this in a second to give some push down as you're taking out these screws, or it's gonna get really hard. And again, you can kind of mess up the threads if you have a major angle on it. So the first one will come out pretty easy, but after that, you're gonna wanna push down and then just loosen them all up. All right, and there it is, guys. Comes off nice and easy. We're gonna be moving that over to the other plate in a second. And just to show you, this is a spring. Earlier I said it has to go one way, but it is only one way. And on the bottom, as you guys can see right here, there's a little ring that this actually will go inside of. So we're just gonna line that back up and we're gonna transfer it over to the other plate. Okay, so one step away from bolting this thing in. Again, guys, we are bolting this into the stock location with these new bolts because this new plate goes right into the stock holes instead of having to make drill holes and put rivets in it so you can actually put the bolt in there. So we just moved our spring over already. It's gonna sit around this section. Don't forget, as I said, you have a little bit of like a ring around here so you can't really miss it. I'll go ahead and set it in there first, and then I'll go ahead and set it down. Remember, this is a spring, obviously, so you're gonna push down to get the first 2 or 3 in there, and then you should be able to crank them down the rest of the way. All right, guys, they are all in. Making sure you're not cross-threading because you have to push down. Sometimes it's pretty easy that they could cross-thread, especially with such a fine thread. And now I'll go back one by one and slowly screw these in little by little. For the final tightening, guys, I don't have an exact torque spec, so on this, I don't want to go crazy on it, but I'll go ahead and give, like, I don't know, a little 10 pounds or something. And there she is, guys. I'm gonna wait to transfer this piece back on to make it a little easier because this thing is a heavy weighted shift knob, so it's not tilting over on me as I'm doing it. Let's go ahead and grab our hardware and jump inside. All right, perfect. It is raining right now, but dude, oh, look at this piece, man. This is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, last week I was gonna have to drill into this and make little taps, and now it lines up directly to the original stock bolt holes. I'm super excited. On top of that, it sits way, way lower, and as you can see, look at these brackets and how low they sit. That being said, I'll show you guys in a second. The armrest goes right back down there. You don't have to cut 4 inches up into this way and make it all disgusting looking. And again, look how short that thing is. Obviously, I'll add my little attachment in the back there onto there with a shift knob, but it, no matter what, is way shorter. And again, we're not gonna have to hack up that little centerpiece. So super pumped up. Let's go ahead and bolt it in. Okay, we're good. Oh my, dude, what in the world? Dude, my cards are getting soaked. What's going on here? Jeez Louise, huh? Dude, you're just never safe enough, I guess. All right, guys, another little close-up. Again, I got a lock washer on there, my little Allen key top here. These are the 20 length M8 1.25 pitch on here. These will screw right into the stock original. All right, so same thing as the centerpiece right here, guys. Whenever I get these things just hand tight all the way down and doing them evenly to make sure you don't have a cockeyed at all and they go in nice and straight, you don't strip anything, you can go ahead and give a little crank down. Again, no specific torque number to this. Just give a nice little quarter turn after you have it all the way down. You should be good to go. All right, guys, and there it is, all complete now. It is all bolted down with the little lock washers in there. The stick is back attached. I think that I can actually bring that down like another ½ inch, but as you can see, it is amazing fitment. Definitely doesn't sit above the dash anymore. And again, I think I can move that down a touch more. And later, obviously, we'll get our attachments and everything. But the biggest thing is typically this would sit, as you can imagine, 2 inches higher. So your armrest right here, you literally have to cut into the vinyl or whatever and take a huge portion out of it. So now you don't have to do that. So I'll go ahead and just set on top here in a second the actual armrest so you guys can see how it clears it now. But I'm super happy about this product. Whew, even before putting on, man, this thing is absolutely great, dude. Oh man, I have no clutch, but this thing is absolutely perfect. All right, guys, and there it is. You can see now this thing is all the way down. I have my screw holes lined up and everything. I'm going to be taking this off in a second because I still have to do my cables going through here on another video. But that being said, it completely clears it. The first little loophole is going to be right here, right under it, clearing it perfectly. There's even a little gap you can put your finger. And the other one is just that way, a little bit tiny back. I do feel like when I get the cable attached, which we're going to have to see when it actually happens, I might have to micro a little, just shave down this little edge a little tiny bit. But you don't have to cut out an enormous portion here and have the thing sitting this high. Again, I think I'm going to bring this down a little bit more in a second here, and it already sits really, really low, and this thing is super solid and was plug and play, bolt right in. All right, one last crazy idea guys before we go here. I've been thinking about how the fact that this is an RSX shift box, and obviously you get this little extension boom here because the RSX shifter sits much lower, so you want to be able to get some clearance from their center console in the RSX, but this is from the MR2, okay? So I've been thinking about this, is taking this shift knob off. Hopefully I don't have to get a different shift knob, but actually just disconnecting this little extension boom here and taking this and threading this little portion right here. If I rethread this little portion and be able to get the shift knob onto the top of this thing would sit way lower about right here, and it would almost be like driving it completely stock. Now, obviously the MR2 is new territory for these builds, and especially with this new shift box just like this. So we're constantly evolving and getting new ideas for this. I've been thinking about doing it. Let me know if you guys think I should. I don't know if I want to get that crazy, but at the same token, from the visual here, it looks like it would only improve things and make it a better fitment, better shifting and everything. So let me know what y'all think. That being said, guys, thank you so much for watching this video today. I hope this was helpful for you guys and maybe motivated you guys to be able to tackle a K-Series project, MR2, just like this. We will be going through every single step all the way through, dropping the engine in, getting the cables connected, getting our ECU, putting our harness in, everything. So do stay connected to this, guys, if you guys want to see all this stuff get hooked up. I do appreciate the watch, though. Please do like, share, and subscribe, and we will see you in the next video.